Okay.
Hello, everyone out there. Just wanted to reconnect with everybody and to welcome everybody for this memorial special live event. Just thinking out first responders out there, contrary to what people think, those in prison are American citizens that respect, the fact that this is a great country and that, those on the front line in regards to a lot of things is a good thing. But, there is room for reform, and that's what defund DOC is about. We're not trying to bang people in regards to their profession, but we do seek meaningful reform in this corrupt prison system that we have across this country. So just connected with everybody, welcome everyone out there in the internet. Just like to reconnect with everyone. How you doing today, Linda?
Not bad. Just a busy day.
Yeah, it's a busy day. We've been doing a lot of things around here. So as all of you guys are out there, so we appreciate everybody tuning in. We're really trying to grow, and so we really need everybody's help to start growing this podcast and try to get this message out there to turn all prisons into treatment and career centers rather than slave camps. You know what I mean? Rather than slave plantations, modern day slave plantations, and genocide of poor people. You know what I mean? Virtually everybody in prison today are people in poverty. You know what I mean? So it's just a criminalization of poverty. So we're here to speak the truth, and kind of just touch base with everybody, tap in, see how everybody's doing out there, and hope everyone has an amazing weekend this week. So I guess we're just gonna kind of just. What do you have any topics we're gonna discuss today, Linda?
I didn't really have any topics. I just figured maybe we could go over some of the things that are happening in the prisons. I know that you try to stay up to date on that. I know there was the escape in Louisiana. I only know really what I've heard on the news, but you can never really take that at face value. So
yeah, for sure. We stay apprised of all the developments happening across the country. One of the ones currently in the media today is those people escaped from New Orleans. I really envision a future, Linda, and you guys out there, where the system is not so corrupt and so oppressive that people have to escape from it. Where it's a fair system where hey, look, I messed up, and I'm going to get educated to get a better career and some treatment for my disorder, and to better myself. You know what I mean? Like, everybody wants to be a better version of themselves. I don't know how many times me and you spoken on this, Linda, but we've never seen anybody in prison that said they want to come back to prison. Nobody wants to come back to prison. Everybody wants to get out and do good. Everybody wants to get out and get to work or start business or be a productive member of society. But what's happening is that DOC is keeping people stupid and keeping them uneducated and trying to keep them in that cycle of poverty and criminality. And stealing all their wages while they're in prison, so it releases them in poverty and in debt, and it gives them, they're not handing out small, sentences either. I mean, they're handing out death sentences.
I actually,
slow death sentences.
I want to cut you off there because yesterday I was scrolling on Facebook and I saw a post that said, basically someone that didn't harm anybody I can't remember exactly what it was, but they got a 40-year sentence. And then there was another case around the same time where someone dismembered someone, burned that person, yet they got way less time than that person that did not harm anybody. So I commented on that because that's kind of like your situation. Exactly what happened to you. Nobody was hurt, yet you got 34 years. And there's people out there that are sentenced to far less time that the punishment doesn't match the crime ever.
Yeah, it's not proportionate. Yeah, absolutely. You hit the nail on the head. And this is happening across the country. I mean, in my particular case, nobody was severely injured. You know what I mean? But yet, I got a 34-year prison sentence, and this is not an anomaly. This is what's happening to our people, to our citizens across the country. You know what I mean? You could do one small little thing and get a 10, 20-year prison sentence in this country, which is absurd. But the reason for it is because that mass incarceration is subsidized by stolen prisoner slave labor. So that's the reason why these sentences are so outrageous, because they're stealing people's property. My labor is my property, just like it's your property, just like it's anybody else's property. And when they steal that and then they subsidize your own incarceration, that's called a corrupt system. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. We got a lot of passion for this at Defund DOC because the truth is starting to come out. They had a monopoly on the mass media for over 50-something years. But now that there's podcasts like Defund DOC that can get out there in front of you and say, hey, no, look, step back. This system is corrupt, That's a main thing that you got to do.
Yeah, I was talking to one of my contacts that's at Waupun, and he was excited, saying he got a new job making license plates, but that broke my heart because I know his pay is not nearly what it should be for someone doing that kind of thing. It's sad, but these guys, they get excited that they have, something, even though they're making like change, pocket change.
Yeah, 42 cents an hour is that's about the hourly wages for those in prison. Some don't even get paid that, like in Texas and those southern states. They don't get paid nothing, so it's real slave labor over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. And you know what the main reason is for that is because most Americans are productive people. You know what I mean? And they want to be productive. So if they have a choice between productivity and idleness, they're going to choose productivity. But that don't excuse the fact that they're stealing their labor. You know what I mean? And they're not giving them a fair wage.
Yeah, they would rather be working than sitting there, the time just slowly ticking by. They'd rather be doing something, even though that's not really benefiting them. And then actually, I think it was Wisconsin as well. There's something going on with their vendors. So the guys are unable to buy food. They're unable to buy hygiene products.
Oh, wow. That's absurd. Yeah. So, anybody that knows anything about prison knows that the food in prison is so garbage. I mean, I would liken it as a cruel punishment. The food tastes like crap, and it's like ultra processed food. And it's just garbage. And so if you can buy commissary to eat any kind of real food, you're doing bad. Like your life might be on the brink. You know what I mean? Because it's so bad.
Yeah, you skip meals. You kind of rely on your commissary and your food packages.
Yeah, I mean, we got a budget currently where we get a certain amount every week for a commissary. But there's people that don't have that. You know what I mean? I got a little more, I got a life, and I got supporters that are there for us. But the fact is that there's millions of Americans suffering right now. Mm-hmm. They don't have nothing. You know what I mean? They have to depend upon the state, and there's images on the internet of what they feed us.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It's literally like dog food.
Yeah, I've seen the photos around the United States. I've seen so many different photos of the food. I mean, there's one group I'm on that posts almost nothing but photos of the food trays.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's just so garbage. I mean, this is how we're treating our citizens. I mean, I think it comes from a place of evilness. You know what I mean? Like it should come from darkness. You know what I mean? Because these are our sons and our daughters. You know what I mean? People make mistakes every single day. People make bad decisions every single day, but yet to take those bad decisions and to enslave you and then extract money from your family and your friends and then give you a slow death sentence, that's called corruption. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? That's what's happening across this country. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And that's what people like us have to speak up and speak to the truth, you know? And honestly, it's a drain on the taxpayer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the taxpayer ain't getting their dollars worth. You know, they're paying for the public safety, but yet everybody that gets out of prison, they're recidivating within a small amount of time. So they're not even getting their money back. They should get a refund.
Yeah.
You know, they should defund DOC and then refund the taxpayer because that's how corrupt this system is.
Yeah, and I feel like more and more people are waking up to it. I mean, just seeing the people online, it seems like there's more people interacting because they've got a loved one that has been incarcerated or that was wronged by the criminal justice system, and I think more people are starting to wake up. It's slow, but I think it's happening finally.
Yeah, I've said this many times, Linda, and those of you guys out there listening, we are on the right side of justice. We are on the right side of history. We are on the right side of this issue, and we have to just continue to push it home. Yeah, we want people to be treated fairly. We want our people to be treated humanely. We want our people to get treatment. We want our people to get careers. This current system is all about exploiting our people's labor. It's all about subsidizing mass incarceration with that stolen labor. So we just have to be on the front line. You know what I mean? And keep speaking truth to this corrupt system. You know?
Yeah, and I wish I would have had the post near me, but last night I was scrolling Facebook, seeing what was going on, and there was a mother that had posted a change.org petition because her son was unalived in the prison he was in. He was in his young 20s. He was mentally ill. Um, it was a really sad story, but she's trying to create an act in her son's name. So I posted the petition on our Facebook page as well, but I kind of want to get that and read that on our next event because it's just
Yeah.
it was very sad. And I can't imagine as a parent to have to do that. But I feel like a situation like that kind of puts a fire in you to fight for change and make sure change actually happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that we've actually spoken on that a number of times on a podcast about how the vast majority of those incarcerated have some form of a disorder, but because of people in prison, I look around and like people are like, oh, look at all these criminals, blah blah blah. Man, I look around and I literally all I see is broken men. You know what I mean? I see people that have suffered severe poverty, severe childhood, bad single parent homes, drug culture, drug gang culture, intergenerational mass incarceration. That's what our people are suffering out there, and that's why they're ending up piped into these prisons because of their disorder, mental health disorder, and rather than treat the root causes, they're incarcerating on people and put them away for long prison sentences. And so that's why we have to be out here talking about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was gonna bring my tablet down so I could stream through a few things, but I mean, we kind of touched on what's going on with us in the last event. We're still working on getting elite inmates up. I kind of wanted to focus more on defund DOC this time, though, because we put the focus on elite inmates last time. But just to touch on it real quick, if you know of someone who would like to have a profile on eliteinmates.com, you can reach out to me through social media or email me at info@eliteinmates.com and I will get back to you. But regarding defund DOC, I'm working on finishing up a very long episode of a podcast we recorded, so I'm hoping to have that up in a couple days. So that one we recorded with Daniel's clemency attorney from The Way to Justice. So that was a good episode.
Yeah, that was awesome. Just to touch on what you said about the elite inmates, I think they go hand in hand. I know we got to like have a proportionality between both defund DOC and the elite inmates. But I think elite inmates go hand in hand. So definitely, we're trying to do our part to end recidivism by getting as many people connected as we can, because the largest way to reverse recidivism, to going back to crime, is by having a strong family support, community support, and resources to reenter society. And so that's doing our part. You know what I mean? That's what elite inmates is about.
Yeah.
So
well,
definitely get people on there. If you have a prisoner, and any prisoner in any state, then get with Linda, get on there. We're doing a promo price right now. We're doing half price off right now at $50, which is really it's like the cheapest in the country, pen pals. So definitely connect with us. Also, yeah, I think the interview with my currency attorney is really powerful. You guys are gonna hear the man that's fighting for me to get out here. You know, and I've been in prison 20 years now, and nobody was even severely hurt in my case, and yet how much trauma have I suffered in 20 years of prison? You know what I mean? Like how much assault, how much stabbings, how much violence have I seen in 20 years? You know what I'm saying? The proportionality of these sentences are so outrageous. They're not in any kind of way fair. It's basically, those of you that know a little bit about my story, I grew up out there in the homeless in Seattle. I grew up in foster care, and I grew up in poverty. I basically lived on the streets of Seattle. And so I didn't have no money. I had no resources or connections. And so they just piped me into prison. You know what I mean? And here I am now as a mature 40 I'm not going to say my name out here because, but I'm a mature man. I'm educated. I'm published. I got a lot of good things going for me. And yet they're still keeping me in prison. So we really need you guys out there to support my clemency as well. We have a change.org out there as well, don't we, Linda?
Yes, we do. Yes, and if anybody wants to write support letters for the clemency, please contact me again through social media, or get a hold of me through either the elite inmates email address or linda@defunddoc.net.
Yeah, most definitely. I need all the support I can get. Anybody out there that want to help, try to fight for me to get out, because I promise you, I'm gonna be a fierce advocate for those people in prison across the country.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with what's going on now. We're just getting back into the swing of things with defund DOC. So I spent a bit of time on defund DOC last night, just trying to get everything rolling again. With starting up elite inmates, I think I kind of had to put defund DOC in the back seat for a little bit. I no longer have anybody helping me, so it's just me again. So yeah, I'm trying to do everything and keep everything going.
Yeah, we thank you for that, Linda. I mean, you really are on the front line. You're putting a lot of effort into this, and even though really, there's a frontline workers, I consider you a frontline worker, because you are on the front line trying to work to make a better country for all our people. You know what I mean? We're going to be dealing with crime for the rest of the humanity, and crime is never going away. What is going to always be with us is the way that we deal with it. And so we need to get to a place where we deal with it humanely, we deal with it fair, and we get treatment and careers for our citizens. And so, yeah, you're a frontline worker. You're fighting on the front line against this corrupt system and trying to reform it, and that's not easy. And also now we're trying to start this League of Inmates, which is basically hand in hand with what we're doing, defund DOC. So you got a lot of stuff on your plate. So anybody out there want to help, definitely, we need volunteers. But yeah, it's really I would say from what I know about you, it's really a piece of your heart to be able to help people and make a difference in the world. And you really are doing that, Linda. So thank you so much for that. Yeah, so that's awesome. So you say in a couple of days that next episode will be out?
Yeah, I should have that one out within a couple days. I don't even know what day it is today. Saturday, I think. So yeah, a couple days. Like I said, this one I think was one of our longest episodes. Our longest single episode that's not part 1, part 2. So yeah, there was a lot to talk about on this one, and your clemency attorney is really kind of an incredible person. So that one's definitely going to be one that everybody wants to listen to. He's got a really good story.
Yeah, he has a profound story himself. So I really like surrounding myself with people that are not self-righteous and on a high horse. You know what I mean? People that actually have lived experience, and know that people make bad decisions. They shouldn't be defined by the rest of their life in prison. You know what I mean? And this man, he had lived experience, and that's why I think I like him so much. And it's a really awesome episode. This man almost got arrested for just a little preview of the episode coming out. This attorney almost got it. No, he did get caught with a pistol, and they were. I mean, he could have went on his way to prison. You know what I mean? That's basically where he was headed. And
just one nice cop.
Stay tuned. Yeah, you gotta watch the episode to actually what happened. But yeah, it was an amazing case and amazing story. You should listen to that episode.
I can't remember because we've done so many attorney episodes. Did he say he was a former prosecutor?
Yeah. He was a former prosecutor with Okanagan County.
Do you realize that most of the criminal defense attorneys we have interviewed were former prosecutors? So they were the ones on that side, and then something happened to where they're like, no, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm gonna help these guys. So isn't that kind of a crazy little connection?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think what happens is that people nobody wants to know how. Everybody wants to eat a hot dog, but they never want to know how a hot dog's made. And I think it's the same thing with prosecution. You know what I mean?
I had to quit. I had to quit eating hot dogs for a long time because of some nasty fake video that was on social media.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I think the same thing with prosecution. When you've done some time at a prosecutor and you realize how these people are getting railroaded and how it's like a mass fast food system where it's like you're just,
they just want to win.
To this court proceeding and you're just shepherded to mass incarceration, and it's just so unfair and unjust that as soon as you get a dose of that inequity and the unjustness of the criminal justice system, all of a sudden you want to go to the other side of it and help. Help those that are getting incarcerated.
The prosecutors are just there to win, even if there's nothing but complete evidence that person is innocent. They just want they have to win. So it doesn't matter whether there's innocence or not. And I think that a lot of attorneys see that, and then they decide that they want to go then help the ones that they were locking up.
100%. I think you're right. I think you're 100% about that, Linda. So the thing is that there is very little justice in the justice system. There is very little. I mean, that's why these rich people are able to get off all these crimes, but yet the poor people are being put away for long prison sentences. It's just like really unfair to think, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I think a lot of people just are tired of it. Once they get to know what's happening in the system, they're just like, you know, I would rather be on the side of the low man. You know what I mean? The disadvantaged person. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
they come to find that they have more purpose helping those that are suffering the system rather than helping perpetuate the system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So, do you have any? I guess we have like 3 minutes left before we end. Do you have any um, last words with plans that you have coming up for Defund DOC or Elite Inmates?
So I think we got an awesome potential interview coming up with another podcast. Would you like to talk on that?
Which one are you talking about?
Okay, we'll pause on that. But we got interviews coming up. We got co-branded episodes with other podcasters coming up.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah. And then we do have one of the guys that is currently there with you has a story. So I think we're gonna have him on one of the coming up episodes so he can share his story, and so that'll be good.
yeah, as far as elite inmates goes, we're on the beginning stages. I mean, we've only been around for about over a little bit over a month now.
Almost
And
two.
we've been dealing with a lot. We've been
Almost.
dealing with a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah, almost 2
So
months.
with that
What do
being
you?
said, we will update everybody as soon as
Yeah,
we
we
can.
have some we have an amazing we have some stuff
Plan.
to share in one of these posts
Yes.
here soon, and we'll do a whole episode about the litigation we're proceeding on here soon. But we can't talk too much about it. But it's there's a lot happening, so we really need everybody to stay tuned to be a part of this journey because it's you know that's what we do. We stay on each other, stay with each other. We get on each other's shoulders, and we grow together.
And let me
we
tell
appreciate
you,
all you guys out there.
I just want to tell you before we quit, I just want to thank everybody for all the support, and like the loyalty in this community has been amazing between Defund DOC, Elite Inmates. The loyalty of you guys has been great. The inmates that I speak with on Elite Inmates, amazing people. So if you're looking for a pen pal, or if you're open to a pen pal, write one of the inmates on Elite Inmates.
100%. These guys are high quality inmates looking for high quality connections. We love all you guys out there. Thank you, like Lita said, for the support. We appreciate you greatly, and stay tuned. Oh, don't forget, go get your free copy of the book on defunddoc.net. You can get a free copy of Defund DOC, Turn All Prisons into Treatment and Career Centers, or you can get a free copy of The Art of Living, Everything You Need to Know to Achieve Success in Life and Business. I learned it in prison.
Subscribe.
Go get the book.
Subscribe.
You gotta subscribe. You have to subscribe to get the book, but go get it. Much love, all y'all. Have a beautiful Memorial Day weekend. Much respect to everybody in Defund DOC community.